CeeDee Lamb, and you see the collision that takes place, and that's what created the opportunity then for the interception.
You talked about the issues for the Cowboys in the red zone. That is now 7 turnovers in the red zone by their offense. 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles, and that's the most across the NFL.
Well, that's a rare stop for this Cincinnati defense. Down here in the red zone, giving up close to 70% touchdowns when teams get down here.
They are looking at that, and they have confirmed that it is a good catch by Geno Stone, who had 7 picks a year ago with the Ravens. Gets his second as a Bengal. And this defense needed that. Now,
well, the defense needed it, and so did Geno Stone. Been a tough year for him.
Khalil Herbert, who was traded from Chicago, is able to pick up 4 as the Bengals try to get a little breathing room. Herbert now in his 4th year. Was traded on the 5th of November. We will see his former team, the Bears, a week from tonight in Minneapolis. 2nd and 6. Good protection. Pass is caught over the middle. That is Sample, good for 11.
You know, when you play zone coverage against Joe Burrow and you're not able to get pressure on him, it is pretty easy for old number 9. You're going to see the rush here. They only rush 4, and Cincinnati does a good job of picking that up. And you see the opening then that Sample has right in there between Jordan Lewis and Donovan Wilson.
Here's Brown. Nice carry on 1st down.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit out of it. You know, if you look at Cincinnati offensively, they really have not run the ball all that well. In fact, the Bengals haven't run the ball well since Joe Burrow's been the quarterback. I mean, it's all been on him to move the football. But Chase Brown overall this year. Party.
He is. He's got his little Bengals PJs on, ready to watch. Third down and 3. Burrow, flag, incomplete. Flag where you expect a hold, and the call is against the Bengals. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy, he's going to have to make a decision here as to whether or not you make
holding. Offense number 67. That's a 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
4th and short or 3rd and long, and they're going to go 3rd and long. Here's the hold. Cordell Volson with the injury to Orlando Brown. Volson, who got benched last week. Cody Ford started at left guard. He moves out to left tackle, and then Cody Volson, he gets his job back at left guard in a costly penalty.
But the Cowboys accept it. Instead of 4th and 3, it's 3rd and 13. Burrow gets out to his left, throws Higgins, and we are back to about where we would have been without the penalty. A gain of 10, and it will be 4th down and 3. And it looks like Zach Taylor, whose team is 4-8, will go for it.
That was so good by Burrow to be able to slide up in the pocket and make that throw the way that he did. They're actually, I think they're probably a yard better, Joe, than what they were if they had declined the penalty.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 to get. Burrow. Brown, incomplete. Cowboys take over. They don't get it in a gain of 10.
Well, last week, Lou Anarumo, in an attempt to try, as we take a look, pretty good. Russell?
Yeah, to me, he had some restriction there as he's coming around the end. I would like a hold there.
Triple 20. Triple 20. Here we go.
Dowdle, he's been busy, and why not? Down inside the 25. "19-yard carry by Rico Dowdle."
Well, Tyler Smith, the left guard, he does an excellent job of comboing up to the next level and giving Dowdle a chance. Now you're one-on-one with the safety, and we've seen that now a few times in this game. Rico Dowdle, I talk about the life that he's injected into this run game, but you just see the confidence that he's playing with, coming off that big game on Thanksgiving 11 days ago.
He's got 3 touches on this drive for 34 yards. Again, he gets a yard.
Well, I was going to say that in visiting...
Sorry, that was Ezekiel Elliott. First time we've seen him. He's been kind of the forgotten guy the last few weeks, and he slid in there and carried it for 1 yard.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of opportunity, and you know, really for the most part. Now that was a first down carry, but a lot of the times when you see him in the game, it's short yardage situations, just trying to pick up first downs.
Second down and 9. Elliott stays in. Rush scans, finds Ferguson, breaks the tackle. Third down coming up.
Now, that was a problem last week for Cincinnati.
Drive starts with a handoff to Chase Brown. Not much. I said to Joe, if one were to own a Batmobile, where would one keep the Batmobile? And he laughed. He said, you know, it's kind of an ongoing negotiation. I don't think he's landed it yet, if he was being honest with us. But he plays coy. He plays coy with the media. Maybe he's playing coy with us, but I don't think it's a done deal yet.
He's an interesting fella. I was going to say, on the one hand, if you ask him a question, you better be prepared for an honest answer. He's pretty direct. He doesn't mince words most of the time, but he was evasive when it came to the Batmobile.
Here's a drop.
Guys ought to hook up somehow.
Yeah, and by the way, it's the Christopher Nolan Batman. It's not like that trippy 60s Adam West Batman. Third down and 7. Burrow extending. Walker's down. Yosivash. 23 yards as Joe Burrow made it happen with his legs and then his arm.
Well, 4-man rush. We talked about it. They're trying to show that they might bring more, tie up some offensive linemen. But with the 4-man rush, you create the running lane then for Joe Burrow. And again, keeping his eyes down the field, and Yosivash right there to make a play.
Chase Brown takes it in from 19 yards out, walked the tightrope, got it in. And the extra point now from Cade York. And the lead is 4. And we're back in 36.
He played a lot of years in Cincinnati, did a lot of good things. And, you know, Chase Brown, he's a little different type back. But he's been good for this growth, or good for this group. He's given them a little more explosiveness, and he's been a big part also of what they've been able to do in the passing game.
Here's the touchdown catch by Chase Brown.
Yeah, this was really nice, and you're going to see the acceleration that he has once he gets the ball, and the blocking then out on the edge. And he just takes it to the house. You know, I talked about the screen game. Essentially, that's what that was. You're getting blockers out in front of them, get the ball into Brown's hands right away, and just something you don't see a lot of with this Cincinnati offense, but it pays dirt for them there.
So 3.5 to go for Dallas, now trailing. First time they've trailed tonight. Cowboys get the ball to start the second half on top of it. And that was incomplete. Jonathan Mingo spun around looking for a flag. Jordan Battle was the closest one to it as Mingo couldn't get open at 2nd and 10.
Well, the story of the game is, as we talked about, Joe, that who's going to win the red zone battle? And Dallas has been down there now 3 times, have scored 1 touchdown. Cincinnati's been down twice, and they've come away with touchdowns both times. So that's been the difference here in this first half up to this point.
Dowdle cuts back. 3rd down coming up. Fifth year from Mike McCarthy. Started 6 and 10. And he and his Cowboys reeled off 3 straight 12 and 5 years. And here they are 5 and 7. Hoping to run the table.
I would expect Lou Anarumo to bring a little pressure here. Even though he's showing coverage. The last 3rd down he brought pressure.
Now Ferguson left too early.
False start. Offense number 87. That's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now you see the then you just kind of, that's getting caught with your pants down right there, you know. There's no hiding.
Good morning to you.
Figuratively.
3rd down and 11.
Here we go. Is it?
Rush is swallowed up. And the sack back at the 20 by Osai.
Well, they had showed pressure prior to the penalty on Ferguson, but with 3rd and long, they then rush only 4, drop into coverage. Osai fights right through the double team there. Just does, you know, you got Tyler Smith, but out there on the edge, Udoga doesn't give him too much help, and it's a good win by Osai coming up with the sack.
Zach Martin trying to fire up the troops, but that sack forces the first 3 and out for the Cowboys tonight. Good game. Punt coming up from Dallas, trailing by 4. As we go around the league here in week 14. The punt by Anger and the return by Isaiah Williams to the 45. Good field position for Cincinnati. Take a look at our total replay brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott, and it moved Jamar Chase all over the place.
Yeah, and you have to. When you've got a guy like Jamar Chase, who's the focal point of any defense, much like what Dallas does with CeeDee Lamb, you gotta move him around and find ways to get the ball into his hands. And some of those that we just saw are the easy ways to do it. And then, of course, the connection between he and Joe Burrow. But he's going to get his targets. He comes into this game 5th in the NFL. With the number of targets, CeeDee Lamb's number 1. He's averaging 10 targets a game on the season. So both offenses come up with ways to get the ball into those guys' hands and let the playmakers do what they do.
This starts with Jamar Chase wide open over the middle, and he's got 11. That is the 21st pass of this first half. The Cowboys still looking for their first sack.
Well, you look at Dallas when they got the ball a moment ago, that they had a chance to go down the field, come away with points. They get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Instead, they go 3 and out, and Cincinnati gets a chance here to capitalize.
Yosibash inside the 40.
The other part of this, Joe, is we talked about Micah Parsons and how he's lined up on the defensive left for the last 3 games, almost exclusively on Thanksgiving against the Giants. That's pretty much where he's been tonight.
Coming off the right side this time, and Jamar Chase makes the catch as Cody Ford.